On to the second part of Act 3. In this part of Act 3, we have all of the good reasons, some really, really, really good reasons not to go through with the battle, not to fight that battle, to just not do it. And we also have a gift given by someone who will help the protagonist win in the battle. So first, the reasons not to, or the huge temptation not to follow through with going through with the battle. And then we have the gift, which seems kind of a little strange, maybe a little irrelevant, but it's really instrumental in winning the battle. So in terms of story structure, they often happen in this part of the story, in the hero's journey. So in part 2, we have the danger is in how the kinsman redeemer responds. So similar to in Act 1, where Ruth is steadfast in her decision to join with Naomi, but we see in the character of Orpah the way things could have gone. So Ruth isn't having any doubts about going, but the decisions that Orpah made show that it would have been reasonable for Ruth to have stayed in Moab. Here in this part of chapter 3, chapter 4, Act 3, we see that in the action of the kinsman redeemer, he has said, when he discovers that Ruth comes along with the property, he has said, "Then I cannot redeem it because I might endanger my own estate. You redeem it yourself, I cannot do it." So we see the temptation for a kinsman redeemer for kinsman redeemer in this situation, not to take up not to redeem Elimelech's estate. There is a danger because it might endanger his own estate. I'm not really sure why this is the case, whether it's in general when a kinsman redeemer is redeeming their brother's estate, that they endanger their own estate because they need to provide an inheritance for any descendants that they provide for their brother. I'm not sure if that's the case, and maybe this kinsman redeemer coming off the back of a famine, maybe he's feeling like he doesn't have a lot, he's feeling poor maybe. This is in contrast with Boaz, who we always see as very abundant. This might have been the first harvest since, or very, very early on since the famine, and he is being very generous with his grain. But this other kinsman redeemer is feeling the pinch. He can't afford to take on this man's family line as well as the property. He'll take the property, but he doesn't want to endanger his own estate. He's feeling poor. It could be that, or maybe there's a sense that because Ruth is a Moabitess, maybe he doesn't want to endanger his estate in that sense as well, that he doesn't want to take her on because she's a Moabitess. I'm not sure, but in any case, we see in the choices that he makes that it is a dangerous thing, or that there is an argument that it is dangerous to take on, to redeem Naomi and Ruth. So that's the danger part of this part of the Bible, of the story. The gift part, normally there's a gift that a character gives to the main character entering the battle. So in this story we have Ruth, who started off as the protagonist, and then we have Boaz kind of take on that role in this part of the story. So he is the protagonist in this section. He there's a danger. So there's a gift he was given, and that gift is when the kinsman redeemer says, "I cannot do it." We are given a little note in the narrative that a way of legalizing the contract is to take off your sandal and give it to the other party. And so that's what he did. He took off he says, "Buy it yourself." He removed his sandal and he gave it to Boaz. And it's interesting that in a story that this this is a little beat that happens in stories often in this section, and this is exactly where it happens in Ruth, that he's given something that now gives him the green light. It gives him the ability to fulfill the story goal of continuing on his brother's kingly line, and now he has the green light to marry Ruth. So we've covered the danger and the gift. Everything's all set up. There's been ample opportunity to turn back, and he hasn't taken up that opportunity. This is kind of the point of no return. This is the last chance to give up on the story goal. From here on in, he's either fighting he can't abdicate anymore from now on. So we're moving into the climax part of the story. Will the story goal be fulfilled or not, and what will be the outcome? Let us find out in the next video.